So Andy, you said like you're not really enjoying what you're doing anymore. Like you've been doing it for, is it 3 years now?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years as a taxi man altogether.
Yeah, and you're just kind of bored of like people not being able to drive for a start, like you
Yeah.
said, just the traffic and not no common sense on the roads, and like
Hmm.
the price of fuel and not really being able to make much anymore.
Hmm.
And all of those bad things you mentioned about it. I mean, I didn't really actually notice that taxi driving was that bad, to be fair. I've never
Hmm.
thought that. I've always just jumped in a taxi and, hey, how's your day been, mate? You been busy tonight?
Yeah. The standard shy talk is what we call it over here.
Yeah, just every single time someone gets in, hey, you been busy tonight, mate?
Same question every single day, man. Yeah.
But all taxi driving aside, like you obviously you jumped on here and we've been speaking about a few things, but what do you want to do with sales? I know you want to get out of your job, but where do you sort of want to take it?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm sick of seeing like the same old roads, the same old buildings. And almost the same sort of people in Dublin, it's like Dublin, it's big, but it's also very small, like with no traffic, you can drive from one end of Dublin to the other in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I mean, that's probably the main thing, like just getting out of the taxi. But I mean, like seeing all of Dublin, I've seen it all. I've seen it 100 times over. I mean, I want to see other places. I want to get out of the taxi and I want to go to other places. And unfortunately, I can't do the taxiing business in other countries because I have to go through the training and the licensing and I have to learn the maps and like it's all just restarting all over again. And I mean, there's no point in my eyes to restart all over with the taxiing because I'll be restarting in each country. Whereas I want to kind of set something up where I can start something new now, but it's applied in every place that I go.
For sure. So yeah, obviously, like the skills that you would learn within sales are definitely transferable. It's not just a very, very niche skill that you're going to use in one particular thing. This is skills that you can learn even if you went to go drive a taxi.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
these skills can be applied just because it's human relations and human psychology, knowing how to be likable, talking to people, and just being a fucking human being.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
with learning those skills, and you said you wanted to get out of you wanted to get out of Dublin. Like, where do you sort of want to go if you want to get out of Dublin?
Well, man, I'll be honest with you, like I'm still only 25 and I mean like a lot of my friends actually live in Barcelona. I guess I'd love to go visit them in Barcelona, man. I don't know if I'd like to live there, just out of the fact that like they already live there, I kind of want to go somewhere new. I've already been for a few holidays and like I love the city. I would definitely live there. But I mean, I want to kind of do my own thing rather than just follow them out there. And I
Mm.
mean, like I've always wanted to live in Amsterdam. I'd love to live in Amsterdam, over that way. And then I've also heard great things about Bulgaria, but that's all like on the European side of things. I mean, like it's been a big dream of mine to go to Australia, man. I've got family that have gone back and forth, and I would love to live in Australia.
Australia. It's
Hmm.
pretty ambitious going to the other side of the world instead of just going to Spain. Like, why
Yeah.
Australia? Is it just the family, or have you always wanted to do this?
I mean, like the seed has been planted since young, to go to Australia because of family that have gone. So I mean, since I can remember, I've been hearing all these glorified stories about Australia, and I guess I've always just wanted to go and figure it out myself, find it out myself. My sister was born there. She's been back and forth for years. I mean, like I just hear nothing but fantastic things about the place and also the weather, man. Like it's currently grey outside right now, and I mean, I can't see it picking up for the day. I'm probably gonna have to put on a warm hoodie leaving the house. And I kind of just want to go around in a wife beater and shorts, man. Like barefoot living, like that's what I want to do.
Totally get that, man. Yeah, I have been to that part of the world, and yeah, it's not the same. It's completely different. You got all the
hmm
sunshine there. You got like just good vibes, and it's a nice place to be.
hmm
And I think you would definitely enjoy it there instead of your grey, mundane days driving taxis around.
Oh, yeah, I'm just craving the sun and the beach, you know. Like every time I'm driving in the taxi, I'm just looking around and I'm like, I've seen all this place has to offer. This place can offer me no more than what I've already seen and what I've already taken off it. Like, don't get me wrong, there's family here, some friends still left here, but I mean, I'm at that age now where people are up and going, like, you know, so I gotta kind of gotta go do my own thing.
For sure. For sure. It's good that you've got that vision. It seems like you've really sort of been thinking about things for a little while and it's been boiling up in the back of your mind, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, like as I said, like I've seen, like I could almost drive the roads of Dublin right now with my eyes closed. So I mean, when I'm driving, I'm not seeing the road in front of me. I'm seeing beaches. I'm seeing like surfboards. I'm seeing that van life. You know, I'm seeing like beautiful women on the beach. I'm seeing like all this gorgeous food and all this like just all these creatures down in Australia. You know, all these different animals. Like all this stuff. Like you know, it's all in my head right now at the minute. You know.
Yeah. Well, there's a term for what you do when you're driving, and that's called daydreaming.
Stop. There's probably a large chunk of that at the
Yeah.
minute with my current trying to just spice my day up, you know?
For sure. But like the reality is it is daydreaming and you are at
hmm
your job. You're
hmm
not there. You're doing
hmm
something you're not enjoying. You're doing
hmm
something about it, but you're not quite there yet. And to
hmm
be able to sort of live that, what do you think you'd need money wise to sort of get away from your job, start living that lifestyle? Hell, maybe even move to Australia.
Well, to be honest, I could book a flight right now. I am sitting on a nice bit of money right now. Because I know that like making changes and like jumping into like courses or mentorship, like it's not cheap essentially. So I've known this for a while, like so I have that there, but I also have a bit of money there to jump on a flight. So I could already get there right now. But in terms of getting over there, I know I believe it's like $15 for 1 pint, apparently. That's from what I've heard. Um, which is three times the price of a pint over here. So I guess I probably need something like three times the wage that I'm currently earning, which is like I'd probably need about 12 grand altogether a month, you know, to just be very, very happy and just put the feet in the sand and just kind of like go around work, do whatever I want to do, essentially, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I would advise not going to drink any pints of Guinness. It's not the same over there. It's not the same.
I've heard, man, I've heard. So I don't think I want to indulge in that.
But that three times three times extra that you're going to need, is that three times more than what you're currently on?
Yeah, it's currently taking in about four each month at the moment. You know, I'm clearing about a grand a week in the taxi, and it does fluctuate sometimes. Like it does, sometimes it's less, and sometimes, but very rarely, it's a bit more. Like I'd say a grand is kind of, to be honest, once I make that in a week, I'm kind of just relaxing. I'm just like, right, that's my money. I'm done. I'm not going around Dublin right now. I'm going back to my house and I'm just chilling out right now. So I mean, yeah, four is currently what I'm making.
Mm. Yeah, I mean it's definitely like achievable depending on like your availability and how much time and effort you put into it. But for
hmm
sure, like this is something that you can scale up. You can't exactly scale up driving a taxi around because there's only
hmm
24 hours in a day and there's only one of you. So
hmm
you're very
hmm
limited in that instance. But with like sales and being online, there's a scalability problem part of it. So
hmm
it's definitely possible. It's definitely
hmm
possible. But once that is possible and you have achieved that, what's
hmm
next? Are you going to sort of sit there comfortably at 12K drinking three times the price of pints every day and just living life up?
Yeah, like now to be fair, I'm not gonna be drinking every day now, but I will be indulging in the odd pint every now and then, definitely 100% living that life. But I mean like I've had it in my head now for a while, like that I want to deck out a van. Like I've driven in all conditions, I've been driving years. I'm pretty sure I could handle the Australian roads, but I'd love to do it in a big, huge van Mercedes Sprinter in particular. I've
Oh.
had this image in my head for a while, like, and I'd love to deck it out, have a nice bed in the back, a nice little area where I could hop online, do my work, and I mean, get them swivel seats. And unfortunately, it costs a lot of money. But I mean, I'm not quite there yet, as you said. I can more just book a flight at the minute and go hostel to hostel, which isn't what I want to do. So I mean, like if I could hit 12K, I mean, it would just show me that it's possible, and it would show me that I'm capable of it. So, I mean, if I could hit 12 after putting my mind to it, I probably would want to be hitting about 20. Just because of the fact that the Mercedes Sprinters aren't cheap and they're also not cheap to renovate. So, and I can imagine running costs would be expensive, but I'll come across all that when it happens, I guess. I'll learn as I go. But I'd say 20 altogether is where I'd like to scale to. And I mean, like, fuck it, like if I'm hitting 20, why not 30? Why not 40? You know, like
Hmm. I like it. I like the attitude. It's
mm,
the growth mindset and actually like getting there and then going further or just testing your
mm,
limits, see how far you can go. Do you
mm,
believe you can get there?
definitely, man. 100%. I would consider myself quite intelligent. I know there might be a stereotype behind taxi men, and they're like, ah, they just drive around and they talk shit all day. But no, I consider myself pretty intelligent and pretty driven. And I mean, like with them two put together, I mean, I feel like I could achieve anything that I want to achieve, you know?
I mean, to be a taxi driver, it's not just being a driver. You're someone who's qualified at talking shit as well. So that requires
Yeah,
intelligence.
yeah, that is true. That is true. And of course, it's applicable then as well with the sales. You know, I feel like I can talk to people. Well, I definitely can. I mean, I do it for a living essentially.
Mm.
Um, I can talk to people. It's just I probably just need a bit of structure in terms of what it is that I'm selling and like how to go about that, you know. But in terms of having a conversation, man, like there's no better man than a taxi man, you know.
For sure, for sure. Being like a bit more serious though, what is this really going to do for you?
Well, I mean, like, look, I'll be honest with you. I took up my dad's taxi because he couldn't run it anymore because he fell a bit ill. Okay, so the money had to come into the house, and like I was earning a decent enough wage in the bar, but I mean, like it wasn't a grand a week compared to what was now missing from the household. So I took over his taxi. So what this would do for me is it would provide me the opportunity to provide for my mom and dad because he's still unwell, and then just replace the whole taxiing thing, get rid of that altogether and not have to worry about hopping in the car, going into the fucking grey weather, the rain, the storms, the cold. Don't have to worry about it. Of course, I have heating in the car, but it's not visually pleasing looking at all this grey
Nah.
shit. Um, it would stop me doing that. It would allow my mum and dad to put the feet up and just relax. You know, my mum is currently still working. And I mean, like, I'd love to just retire them essentially, you know, eventually down the line, like after the little bit of solo travel. But I will be sending money over to them. I'll be sending over like a monthly wage of the taxiing over to them 100%, and while saving up for the traveling and like experiencing life, you know, because I've been a bit held down the last 3 years, you know. And like that's okay. I don't mind showing up for my family, but I mean, surely there's a way I could show up for them and also show up for me, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure. For
So
sure.
that's what this would do for me.
That's good to hear, man. Like actually not just doing it for yourself, but doing it for those who you care for, those
Hmm
who care for you, giving
hmm
back. It's what it is about. And it's like people don't really sort of realize until they start getting closer towards that, that it's not so much about them, but it's about
hmm
what they can do for other people.
100%, man. 100%. Definitely. I couldn't agree more because like I fully agree with just giving back, you know. Like I don't believe in take. Like of course I want to go traveling, but like while I'm traveling, I'd love to be able to send over 3, 4 grand more to my mom and dad, you know, like just weekly if I could, like, you know,
Hmm. How would they
give them.
feel if you could do that?
Oh, I would take a lot of stress off the household, you know. I mean, like my mom is my mom's just gone 50 and like she's still working like I mean long ass hours. Like she has been a hairdresser for 34 years now. Which is a long ass time to be showing up for people, consistently running your own business. And I can see that it kind of takes a toll on her, because like she's also 50 and like she has no, it's all she knows, you know, and like I'm kind of looking at her at 50 years of age and I'm kind of like, oh, get into like Bitcoin or like get into real estate. Like you have money there, like do something, like invest it in like a stock and like hope that it blows up in the next couple of years. Like, I mean, like put your money elsewhere. But she's just like, no, no, no. Cash is king. It's all under the mattress and it's not going anywhere else. And she needs to keep building it up, building it up. So I would love to be able to build that up for her. And I think if I could provide that for her, she would be so, so happy. And then that being said, my dad would just be extremely, extremely over the moon as well to see me providing for his wife essentially, you know, something that like has taken a toll on him with not being able to do, you know.
Mm, wow. I mean, that's heartwarming for me to hear, man. That seems like it's gonna do a lot for you, to be honest with you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Seems like it's
100%.
gonna sort of, yeah, be able to relieve some of the burdens from your parents, just make their life a little bit easier. And
Mhm.
you're also probably gonna feel good doing that as well.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It'll fill me with a sense of purpose, you know, which I guess is something that every human is longing for.
Mm, mm. And you're not there at the moment, let's be honest. And you are driving taxis and you are driving around in shit weather and you
Hmm.
aren't really enjoying what you're doing.
Hmm.
Are you sort of feeling a lack of purpose doing that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't have, I was never going to be a taxi man, you know? I was never going to be a taxi man until I sat down with my dad and he asked me to do it because my other two brothers can't drive for shit and he didn't trust them in his Mercedes E-Class. So he trusted me the most and
Mm,
have someone to, he didn't really have someone else to rely on. So, I mean, like that kind of gave me a bit of purpose 3 years ago, like provide for the family, be the man in the house and get it done. And like that did drive me for like the first couple of months, maybe a year, but then like it kind of was just hitting me like, I was just like, this place is shit. And I mean, like, I just kind of just been sticking at it. So, like, I'm looking for that purpose now. I'm looking for my purpose, not someone else's purpose. So, like, I mean, it's something that I'm ready to do. I'm willing to step into now, you know?
mm. Yeah, it does seem like if you were to put your head down and do the work, show up, do everything that's required, it does seem like this really would genuinely help you out.
Hmm.
But do you
Hmm.
think you'd be able to sort of allocate the time to that, being quite
Yeah,
busy?
I mean, like, as a taxi man, like, I work my own hours, you know? So, I mean, like, I allocate my own time every single day. Like, if I want to have a lie in bed, I have a lie in bed. If I want to work mad late at night, I work mad late at night. Like, so, I mean, the time is definitely there. And like driving around all the time from job to job, I mean, like, I could do a bit of like I listen to a lot of YouTube and a lot of podcasts anyway to kind of like grow and expand. So I mean, like I have time throughout in the car to potentially do things like watch sales videos on YouTube if that's what's entailed, or I'm not too sure what the service it is that you guys provide in terms of learning. But I mean, if there's any sort of accessible like learning, then I will definitely access it. Like, you know.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it, man. The ever learning student, always listening, always learning. Yeah,
That's it.
that's good to hear. Good to hear. And I do think with that sort of mindset, and you definitely, like I said, would do very well with this. If you
Mm-hmm.
walk in with the mindset that you're gonna learn, you're always gonna learn, and you're always the apprentice, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely gonna work out for you. And like
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned as well, like what training we have to offer. So if you want, I can give you a bit of a rundown on how we sort of onboard newcomers and people who are new to the area.
Yeah, man, 100%, 100%. I would love to know about everything it is that you're doing.
Sweet, mate.